You're ready, Master Z.
Thank you. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha, Master Yonghua. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our Saturday morning meditation sessions. So first, I apologize. This morning we supposed to have the morning ceremony for you, whoever joined, but I couldn't do it. So I apologize. Hopefully it won't happen next time. How everyone sitting this morning? I don't know about you, but just I keep nodding again. During the time, even I pay attention to the sitting, but just the body just keep pushed forward and keep nodding, yeah, like that. Designment and still happen. Do we have any question, any comments? Number 2, please.
Master Z, I have a question. My husband wanted me to cook more for him, and I am not a good cook, and I don't like cooking. And he's a picky eater, so which means I need to really learn how to cook. The problem is that I feel I am already exhausted or sometimes overwhelmed by taking care of my baby. So the little time I left, I want to keep it to take care of myself and my cultivation. If I need to take on this major task to take care of him again, there will be even less left for myself. So last time, Master taught me to sacrifice myself for my son, which I am doing. So do I need to sacrifice furthermore for my husband? And where do I find that middle way between sacrifice everything of myself for everybody around me versus taking care of myself and the cultivation? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the very good question. I don't have family now. I have no wife now. No babies are taken care of. So someone else please help me out. Who has family, have husband, have children. Yes, Wei Man Temple, please.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vicky.
Good morning, Master Z. And a good morning to the wonderful young mother, wife who's trying to do everything, trying to cultivate and give up time for your son. And I hate to tell you, think of it as cultivation. I mean, really, if you look at taking care of others as part of your cultivation, it actually helps. It really does. And then it's not, oh, I'm doing it for him and he just wants me to do it and is taking from me and I don't want to give to him anymore because I'm giving so much to my little boy. So yeah, you have to kind of find a middle ground, the middle way, so that way you still can listen to Master's Dharma while you cook. I mean, just put on those ear pods or whatever and just do it, But there are ways, after a while, you'll get a couple of recipes down and easy ways, easy ways to multiply what you're making, and then you will find a way to carve out more time for yourself. Sorry.
Thank you, Vicky. That's very full of experience. Thank you, Vicky. Anyone else has more advice, more insights for Shirley? Oh, Vicky, more to take? Okay, from
There's
YouTube.
a YouTube comment from Jane Clymer, and she just wants to let you know that cooking is fun. And take the time to take on cooking. You can do it.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Yeah, that I agree that cooking is fun. I was late time. I tried to learn some cooking too, but it didn't work out for me. So I remember that most of the time I bought food from the grocery store and very simple thing. Yeah, just do some very simple cooking, but I was only myself at that time and vegetarian too, so I didn't have much cooking at that time. But now your husband have to work, right? He need to eat well, I'm sure. Yes, Master taught us that why we were born in this world. Do you know why Master taught? Or even Buddha said a reason for why we are born in this world. Number 2, please. Number 2.
One of them is repay debt.
Yes.
So I owe him.
I don't know. I don't see the wisdom I don't have the wisdom to see that you owe him. He owe you. I don't know. Or Anthony. I don't know. But then, because I think it's, when we have the commitment to a family, it's part of our job to take care of our family members, right? So I think cooking is, to me, is difficult. So I feel for you. But then, if we try to maintain the relationship, I think that try to cook, at least he knows that you try, and then it will be better than not trying. YouTube comment, please.
Thank you, Master. Ray Chuang says, you could try cooking, you could try meal prepping. There are books and videos on this. You spend a day out of the week to cook for the whole week. You could try that. And Cordelia says, I tried cooking for a few months. My cooking was so bad, he stopped eating. I stopped trying. He can't blame me for not trying. Ha ha.
Yes, White Mountain Temple comment. You have anything else to say? White Mountain Temple.
Thank you, Master Ji. I don't like cooking, so I'm not fully vegetarian, but I'm kind of vegetarian. But my husband, he loves to eat meat. So I trying to cook like the good porridge for weeks. I prepared on weekend to make the porridge like nut, pine nut, or walnut. I'm gonna like the good healthy porridge for him, so he can enjoy the meal for the breakfast. And that's why I'm trying that. One thing is good. I may cook for him that he like that. Not everything I needed to cook for him. Just one thing I choose and making apology for the breakfast. And also, before I was very struggling. I work at the full-time work and then come back home. I don't have time for him, like something like that, because I listen to the master Dharma talk and participate to something, the Zoom meeting, something like that, so busy. So, but I realize he doesn't happy at all about my cultivation. That's why I don't have time with him. So I'm right now. I'm trying make some balance. That's why. So, and also one of the things, I wake up and I meditation. After that, I listen to Master Dharma talk preparing breakfast. So he even though he's hate about my behavior, something like that, that's why I'm stopped. When I was at home, I'm trying to not doing all my things. So I'm kind of right now is a little bit, I'm sacrifice for him. It's good for like our relationship. But I'm still also struggling, but trying, a little bit, take a loss. I also learning.
Thank you very much for your sharing your family experience. Yeah, I think you can, on one side, you can try yourself. So because you know you're taking care of your son, and you stay home to do the house chores. So at least you try something, but then talk to him too, that he can understand that you are not really good at cooking, so he understand that, and hopefully he in a long term, and then he has more sympathy for you, and then try while you cook, try to focus on your navel. Part of you can do that. You can meditate during you do the work too. You don't have to have a fixed form of sitting and meditate. Yeah, but you can try to, when you do that, you can recite what mantra you remember. You can try and recite mantra in the mind too. You can try to do that. So good luck. Thank you for asking that question. So I found myself for a long time during the time of crossing legs. I just see that I had a tendency to sit and cross the leg, but like just endure the pain and don't do anything else. Sometimes it happened like that. Anyone else do the same thing? Just sit and cross the leg and just endure the pain. That. So recently, I found out that kind of a passive way to meditate, because if we just sit there and do the pains, sometimes the mind, the thought, it come up to us more often. The negative thoughts, I mean. So instead of just sit there and cross the leg and do the pen cell, because the mind itself, it has its own karma. So we sit, then we cross our legs, so we reduce the body karma. But then the mind has its own karma, and then we can try to do something else, like listen to Master Dharma talk, or recite mantra, or recite Buddha names. So do more activities during the practice. The first thing is reduce the mind karma. The second thing is you can do that. For me, it's have to burn up the energy if we have anything left in the world. So that's how the thought later, it doesn't come up anymore. So we burn energy so we can experience the lack of thoughts. So that's how easier for us to enter samadhi. Of course, if you have something else that you need to think about, then you have to do that. But then nothing to think about and recite mantra or listen to Dharma talk. Yeah, White Mountain Temple question, please.
Thank you, Master Z. Sometimes when I'm meditating and I tell myself, here comes the pain and I'm going to endure the pain because those are instructions. So then what happens sometimes is I've been having outer body experiences. So it's not intense, but it's a subtle state. I guess it's a state. See myself meditating because that's what I'm supposed to do. So is this, what is this outer body experience? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the questions. Anyone have any experience want to share? Your body experience or just perceived experience, and that's all we do during meditation. To me, when we cross our leg there and sit there, we can experience a lot of things. Not just the pain, right? Movement and itchiness and sleepiness. You name it, a lot of things happen to us, and then what I meant is we don't, if we can endure the pain, but we try our best to do more in the mind, so we can reduce some of the negative thoughts. Of course, if to a point that if the pain it to come to its peak, it can overwhelm your thought. You cannot think about anything else, do anything else. It actually happened to me too. I remember when I was at Blue Mountain Temple and was a lay person, and at the end of the week and go to Blue Mountain Temple from San Diego. It's about almost 2 hours driving. So I just listened to the lecture, and from the beginning, like the first hour of listening, I can listen to Master. But then the second half of the lecture, I couldn't listen to Master anymore. I sit there and just the pain, it overwhelmed any kind of thought. It was very painful, so I just have to endure it. But I want to listen to Master, but I couldn't. So I have to endure the pain in that case. But what I want to say is that we don't like passively just endure the pain. We try to do something else if we can, something that make the good karma of the mind, like to listen to Master or read sutra or recite mantra, whatever. Yeah. White Mountain Temple question, please.
I just want to ask to clarify the translation. That's all. When Malcolm say out of body experience, you mean like you getting out of your body and you see that you're self-meditating, or out-of-body experience as a pain that you are enduring? I'm confusing about the word.
I meant outer body experience, but it's not intense. Like I can just step outside and see myself. It's a subtle. It's a more of a feeling, not as visual.
So you say that you can perceive, you see your body as you're meditating right there. It's like an image that you see yourself, right?
Not as, it's more of feeling though. And I close my eyes and outer body, if that makes any sense. So I think it's a subtle state, but I was just thought it'd be cool good question to talk about.
Okay, thank you for asking that question. I didn't think of that. Yeah, it's then as Malcolm clarified, that can happen during the meditation too. Yeah, some very seldom I have that kind of feeling too. Like you want to like feel like go out of the body, but then it happened once in a while, but it didn't happen anymore. But I think you just aware of that, and then don't try to experience more of that. Don't have the desire to experience more of that kind of experience. So yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, I just hold off the thought of wanting to experience more of that, and then it stopped. So, and actually it's not just during our meditation, but in the daily activity. So we don't want our mind to be idle. Of course, if we have things to do, they have to do. But then outside of that, we don't, unless we're exhausted, then we can take rest. But then don't let the mind get idle, and then it's the chance for the bad habit of the thoughts come out to the mind. So that's the lesson I learned. Because sometimes just then one thought appear, and then we don't recognize that, and it go too far, and it has a bad effect on the body and the energy. Anyone have any question, any comments? Yeah, number 2, please.
Master, I took my son to China for like a month and a half, and he was spending a significant amount of time with my parents. They really love him, but they really spoil him. They will do whatever he wants. And so after he came back, I noticed my son start to have really bad temperament. He used to be very, very sweet. And when people take his things, he will be like, okay. And when he want other people's things, he's never like insisting. But after he came back, I noticed that sometimes he would be like, want someone things he would really want it, otherwise he will throw himself to the floor and start crying and screaming, or will fight with the other person to get stuff. And when he doesn't get things his way, sometimes he will throw himself on the floor and just screaming and like just insisting he wants that thing. So I kind of feel like that there's probably a direct impact from what he experienced from my parents' love in China. And so on the one hand, my parents really love him. I want him to spend more time with my parents. On the other hand, this is not a great behavior displayed after spending time with them. So I have this dilemma of like, do I have you spend more time with them, or like it's like I can try to talk to my parents, but there's limited things that they can, because it's a big habit for them, and they don't see him all year long. Once they see him, it will be difficult for them to discipline him. So I have this dilemma, and I don't really know what would be a good way to approach it. Sorry, Master, another housewife question.
Anyone is in the same situation? Yeah, when you say he's there with your parents, it's difficult to. You don't want to ruin their time together, right? And how long was you there? 2 months?
Yeah, like a month and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, I think let him get back, and you try to get him into his regular behavior, I guess. Unless your parents do something like it's extreme, maybe you can do, but like if it's not too much, and then it's difficult to say. I think, yeah, I'm not sure what did he do any extreme to spoil him? Then, yeah, so.
No, just the typical grandparents thing. You cry, you want more candy? Okay. You cry, you want more toy? Okay. You cry, you don't want to go sleep? Okay. Nothing extreme. Just no discipline and no boundary.
Okay, yeah. So I think, yeah, it's time for you to be tough on him a little bit when he returns, and then hopefully he'll get back to his regular behavior, I guess. And maybe bring him to temple too. It's okay, yeah. Why Mountain Temple? Questions?
Thank you. I think it's great that you're thinking about not spoiling him now, because looking back, I was kind of an entitled little kid. So, but I think that start getting the mentality now. I don't know how old your son is, but I'd say like make him go to work when he's 15 or 16. You should start thinking about that now. Make him go to work at 16, no matter what job. Like a job is a job, and that's something to be like a moral kind of like all work is honorable kind of mentality right there. Yeah, that'd be good.
Thank you, Malcolm. So we return to my comments before about let the mind be idle. I think we try our best to do the good thing, but then it's not easy, because when we try to do good thing, we all the time, to me, is face obstruction to do that, and then we do that, and we have more chance to learn about our obstruction too. The White Mountain Temple comment, please.
Okay, it's just a comment. Don't worry. Having been a mom, and now I'm a grandparent, I think you have to kind of. Usually, they say that grandparents are there to spoil the grandchildren, But for your kid to be with your parents for like a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. Is that what you said? That's kind of like very different than, me. I get to see my grandson for a couple of hours every week. However, then it's almost like, you can't really change your parents. They're in China, your son's in China, so what are you going to do? It's almost like, I don't know if it's possible, but you might have to just teach your son that, when you're with your grandparents, lucky you. But when you come back here, we don't do that, right? You just got to be straight with him and then be consistent. And then he'll learn that, okay, I get to do all that wild stuff and I get to be the king when I'm with my grandparents. But when I'm home, I have to toe the line. I've got to do what I need to do. You just, and that's the only way I think you can play it. And kids seem to really learn. They say, okay, they're real sharp. They get it. But you have to be consistent. You can't, okay, this time I'll let you know. You can't do that. You give them the rules. You be consistent. You're kind, but they have to know you can't play that here. That doesn't work here. So, good luck. He's really lucky.
Yeah, just bring him to temple more. He come and in the past come and play instrument. he not playing those instruments recently, right? Yeah. Does Malcolm want to have something to say, Malcolm? Okay. I think if we don't have any comment, any more questions, number two, please.
Master, I have a lot of questions, but this is the last one today. When I focus on doing something like let's say just washing dishes or arranging flowers, and when someone show up behind me, oftentimes I will get just shocked and scared. And you might have seen it a few times when I was in the temple, focused on doing something, and then I turn around, all of a sudden I see you, I will be like, and I don't know, I don't see that in other people, but I don't know, is that something that I can adjust when I'm doing things? Maybe I would just zoom out. I don't know why I guess shocked when I don't know what happened to me. And I don't know if there's something I can do differently too. Maybe I was focusing on my doing things in the wrong way, so.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I see it happen to other people too, not just you. Yeah. I think to me it's because the first thing is you're sensitive. Sensitive is the one thing, and the second thing is maybe the mind is not because you're easy to be affected by the environment. I think that's the reason. So your concentration maybe is not strong enough, so that's why it's happened. Just one person, it has a strong concentration, then even the earthquake or the shooting, they will not get that kind of reaction. So I think maybe try. It's not really you have to focus on anything at that time, but the state of have strong concentration is the natural state of the mind. You don't have to really, like, you stay calm. You can stay calm with any kind of situation of the environment, and then that those things will not affect you.
So it means
Number 2.
if my samadhi level improves, this will improve too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question. And because I think that the state of samadhi is important, so to help us to be less affected of the events of the environment, and other things too. Yeah, I think focus on the navel more, and maybe you have worry. The worry can make you affected, can very sensitive, and you get distracted very easily too. Do you feel worry sometimes?
Well, ask 3 questions in 30 minutes, so I don't know. Maybe I think too much and.
Yes. Anyone have the same experience? They can help Shirley about that. Yes, White Mountain Temple, please.
Hello. Okay, so I used to get really mad when somebody would come up behind me and touch my shoulder, and had anger problems. So but then after Chan, that got better, and then after more Chan, it got even better. So it doesn't bother me at all, I guess. So, but she mentioned being in a zone or focus on a different thing, like arranging the flowers or something. But what I'm trying to say is, when I improved here, the agitation diminished. It became less, if that helps.
Thank you, Malcolm. Just number 1, please.
Surely, I used to have similar problems. I also, the thoughts are still there. So I think it may have something to do with depression. I used to constantly have a lot of thoughts of others harming me. So that put me in a mode of fear. So whenever something even very small happens, like I will overreact. So I feel that I have similar experience, and then the cultivation naturally helps reduce depression, and then I experience less and less of these thoughts of others harming me, and my level of fear is reducing.
White Mountain Temple questions.
Master Z, so this morning I have a mantra class and we were reciting 108 Great Compassion mantra. So then what happens was I felt the chi, I reside in my navel, and somehow my navel trying to attack something on the left side of my digestive system. And then after a while, it become like I need to use the restroom, and it's become diarrhea. And it happened a couple of times now. And it just happened this morning while I was reciting the mantra. And up to, I think, 70 something, 108 minus 28 is about that. 80 recitation, and all of a sudden, I forced myself, I there's nothing I can do. I have to use the restroom and I got diarrhea. Is there any way to prevent that happening? Because it's been doing that several times now. I felt that it's attacking something on my digestive system, but then there's time that I couldn't hold it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a good question. Anyone pay attention to navel and experience the same thing? Just keep doing that, home. Keep that you on good, on right track. Of course, it had the reaction, but still keep pay attention and reciting to your navel, because that it shows that something unhealthy and harmful for you is staying there. So that is reaction. So if you recite more, hopefully you can get rid of it. So yeah, but then you have in that process right now, you have to continue to then accept whatever is take to you. Yeah, keep reciting that you're on the right track. Because actually, a lot of source of our pain, if you pay attention, it's from the navel. Then as I said before, the navel is just our wicked points of the body. So we get control from the navel, because that's our source of chi right there, and someone take control of that, and then it can control ourselves. So that is like the process, and you have someone go into you're like a soldier, they go into your castle and stay there and be a spy there and do bad thing there. You don't know, but now we go back to our navel, like we try to extract that kind of spy and the negative energy out of our navel. So that you're on the right track. That's a good question.
Thank you, Master Z.
You're welcome. Just, anyone else have any questions or comments? Otherwise, we can stop here today. That's what I have. Thank you for your question and comments. Emitofuo.